What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 season of the Splicer video. Now, I know for most of my vids, and for those of you that need to be updated, I try not to cover a lot of weapon reviews and stuff like that because I feel like that stuff kind of gets monotonous and a lot of people do it. And here's the thing, there's a lot of guns that end up becoming available throughout the season, and I only want to cover ones that I personally believe feel pretty solid. For example, I covered the Chroma Rush, which is the new auto rifle that came with the season, and now I want to cover the new shotgun, Sojourner's Tale, just because of the shotgun changes with aggressive frames and range and blah, blah, blah. I want to cover it because slug shotguns feel really amazing right now. Chaperone has always been a top contender when it comes to shotgun usage, especially for not being, a pellet-based shotgun. And Sojourner's Tale can come with some pretty solid perks, and it's in the energy slot as well. First up, how to obtain this shotgun. Rank 45 on the Season Pass. You got to hit that first. That'll give you a catered roll. Pretty much. Hammer Forge, Light Mag, Moving Target, Dragonfly. Put on some Dragonfly spec. Put on the new perk, Energy Accelerant, which comes with the Season Pass. You can do more damage with Dragonfly, but again, I think there's more effective weapons that can be used with this perk. But again, I kept it just to keep face, but this is the roll that I was using for most of the footage here. In any event, again, like I said, Precision Frame fires a single slug round. This weapon's recoil pattern is more predictably vertical. This falls under something like first and last out. Again, that's a slug shotgun. And yeah. Now, let's talk about how this thing performs in PvE. I'm going to pull up the perk pool here and we can talk about it. So, again, barrel-wise, I would just go with the ranged barrel. Something like Hammer Forge rifling is probably your best option here. Maybe full bore, but again, you definitely want range on shotguns in general. When it comes to magazine, you definitely want assault mag here because it gives you an increase to your rounds per minute. Again, you can fire this weapon faster, get more rounds out, etc., etc. Maybe go with a pen and mag because you get more rounds in the magazine. Maybe tactical mag, maybe extended mag, but extended mag is really slow to reload. So if you're going to do that, maybe pair it with something like auto-loading holster, which is in trait column number 1 here. Let's see, what are the other perks? We do have rapid hit. And again, you have to get a precision hit to get that increased stability and reload speed. The only reason here would probably be for the reload speed. Threat detector is pretty good. Increased reload stability and handling when enemies are in close proximity. Those are probably the best options here for something like PvE. Now, if we go to trait column number 2, we do have a couple options here that I think are interesting. Probably the best one out of all of it is Frenzy. Again, being in combat for an extended time increases damage handling and reload for this weapon until you are out of combat. So, again, that's pretty good, especially for that reload speed. It is a shotgun. Being able to reload this thing faster is really good. You have more damage with this thing, which is really good. Again, Surrounded here. Yeah, I feel like Surrounded is just completely overshadowed by all the new perks. But if you get it, maybe keep it. You can put Surrounded spec on, which would be pretty solid. If you have a good grenade build rolling, maybe use Adrenaline Junkie. Grenade final blows grant bonus damage and handling for a moderate duration. Now, Adrenaline Junkie, from what I've seen, lasts about 10 seconds. So you can keep that damage up very high, and it stacks. So again, you do have to have a grenade build, but it can be good. And lastly, again, with the cater roll, you do have Dragonfly, so you can't take out mobs of ads just by shooting one in the head and being able to have that giant explosion, which is pretty good. Personally, I've been using the cater roll with Dragonfly, and personally, I just like the Dragonfly explosion. That's just me. Effectiveness, it's okay. Being able to take out the mobs of ads is good. But I feel like if you want to make this weapon really effective, it is a shotgun and it is a special weapon. It is meant to take out majors and do some boss damage. Maybe go with Frenzy. Frenzy is probably one of your best options here. I would probably go trait column number 2, Frenzy, trait column number 1, Threat Detector, maybe auto-loading holster, depending on your magazine, whether it is extended mag, but definitely want assault mag on this thing for sure. Again, it's a shotgun. It feels pretty good, but I think in the overall aspect of shotguns, the 1-2 punch shotguns are always going to win out when it comes to utility and damage. Now, let's talk about the Crucible. Man, let me tell you this. Slug shotguns have always been very solid. They have just been overshadowed by aggressive frames and Bungie's lack of actually tuning shotguns. Now, personally, with the shotgun changes that came in, I really don't feel like a lot has changed. To be honest, there's still a lot of Fellwinters. There's still a lot of aggressive frame shotguns, especially with Found Verdict from Vault of Glass. Like, I have a pretty solid roll in that, and I've been using that instead of my Fellwinter's Lie. So, again, is this thing great? I think it's good, but I still think they're slightly overshadowed by other shotgun archetypes. Not as much, though, just because of especially the perks that can come on Sojourner's Tale. I gotta make sure I say that right. You can pretty much get a roll that is very similar to something like Chaperone. Again, like, let's just pull up the purple here. Barrel-wise, hammer forged or full bore, you want range on this thing, 100%. Magazine column, you definitely want accurized rounds. I would say accurized rounds can probably tie with something like Assault Mag, because being able to fire this thing faster is pretty good, but having range on this thing is good. There is the thing with slug shotguns where it maxes out on range no matter how much you put into it. So just keep that in mind. So you might want to go with something like Assault Mag. Again, depends on your barrels, etc., etc. Trade call number 1. Quick draw is probably the best option here. Again, being able to pull this thing out very fast and getting the headshot is great. Moving target is going to be pretty good as well. Trying to aim for heads and hitting those is going to be pretty solid. Again, mine came with auto-loading holster. The only reason is because I really don't use transversus steps anymore. But I do like using the Ophidian aspect, which allows me to reload it faster. But again, it could be one of those things where if I'm in a fight and I need to be able to put it away, auto-loading holster can be a solid option. So the real thing here is trait column number 2, because again, the role that I had Killing Wind and Opening Shot, which are probably the best options here. Again, Opening Shot, being able to have that improved accuracy and range on the first shot of this weapon is very solid, but also you want to take into account Killing Wind. Final blows increase mobility, weapon range, and handling for a short duration. Again, Opening Shot you automatically get no matter what, but Killing Wind allows you to have, you can run faster, this weapon gains more range, like with something like the Roadborne on Chaperone, and you get an increase in handling, like the Roadborne on the Chaperone. And you see how Killing Wind on this thing can be pretty solid, but again, it all depends on if you get that first kill. Now, Frenzy be interesting. I don't think it does enough damage to be able to one-shot body shot, and you have to be able to stay alive in combat long enough for the perk to proc, but maybe like a good third option. If you have a good grenade build going on, maybe Adrenaline Junkie, but I think Adrenaline Junkie is just going to be good on primary weapons from what I've tested out. So I would definitely say Opening Shot or Killing Wind, depending on your gameplay. If you think you're going to be able to survive and be able to get a lot of kills, you definitely 100% want Killing Wind on this thing. Like, being able to follow up those headshots is disgusting, let me tell you. Overall, I think this is currently the best PvP Legendary Slug Shotgun that you can get. Again, if you really want to use a Slug Shotgun and you have an energy weapon, highly recommend Chaperone. Chaperone is disgusting. Again, you do have Blasphemer in that slot, but Chaperone is just going to be way nastier in my opinion, especially with that range on those headshots. Pfft, nuts. But again, this is like easily a second place for me, especially in something like the energy slot, because there are a couple of slug shotguns that you can get, and this one is definitely the best one for something like PvP. PvE, maybe not so much. Cannot come close to first and last out, especially when that comes to boss damage with Vorpal and auto loading. Like, you're not going to be able to beat that out at all, in my opinion. So maybe try to stick with PvP for the shotgun and try to go for a PvP role. Now that you're at the end of the video, if you believe that I added some value or entertainment to you, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it out if you'd like to any social medias that you have. Also, be sure to join my Discord community so you don't miss out on anything. We have gamers and streamers that play on a variety of platforms, and again, the link to my Discord is in the description below. There are multiple ways to support me, whether it's monetarily through Twitch, my merch, my business, etc., or you can just come out to the live streams, interact with my content on social media. For my gaming content, I'm on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And for my personal content, I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Plus, I have my own podcast that's available on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, pretty much everywhere that you listen to the podcast, where I cover mindset and success principles and have some guests on occasionally. The links for literally everything are in the description below. And lastly, if you're looking for a clan to join, we have some spots left in my clan, the D1 Fire Team. If you request to join, I'll let you in myself, and the link for that is also in the description below. All right, I'm out. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you in the next one.